A mechanic installs a brand new part. Same manufacturer, same part number, same connector, same wiring, same physical fit, and the car refuses to accept it. Not because the part is broken, not because it's the wrong one. The car refuses it because the part hasn't been given permission to work. That sentence sounds like something out of a licensing agreement, not an auto repair shop. But on a growing number of modern vehicles, that's exactly what's happening. A physical part can be perfectly correct, perfectly compatible, and still be electronically rejected by the car's own computer. Let's audit this. For most of automotive history, a replacement part worked the moment it was bolted in. Mechanical fit was the only real requirement. If the shape matched and the connector clicked into place, the car ran. That era is quietly ending. On many modern vehicles, certain components don't just need to be installed, they need to be introduced to the car. That process goes by different names depending on the manufacturer: pairing, coding, initialization, module programming, but the underlying idea is the same. The part contains a small chip with its own identity, and the car's central computer has to recognize that identity before it will let the part function. Take a replacement key fob. Physically, it's identical to the original. Same battery, same chip type, same buttons. But drop it in the ignition or push the start button, and on many vehicles, nothing happens. That's because the immobilizer system, the anti-theft computer built into the car, hasn't authorized that specific chip's serial number yet. Someone has to connect a scan tool, access the manufacturer's system, and formally register that key to that vehicle before the engine will even consider starting. The part isn't broken. The car simply doesn't recognize it as belonging there yet. It goes further than keys. On some vehicles, replacing a windshield means replacing the camera bracket built into it, the one that feeds the lane keeping and collision warning systems. That new camera can be mechanically perfect and still produce a dashboard warning light because the vehicle's software requires a calibration procedure, sometimes a static procedure in the shop, sometimes a dynamic drive on specific types of roads before it trusts what that camera is seeing. Skip that step, and certain safety systems may quietly disable themselves even though every wire is connected correctly. So why would a manufacturer design a car this way? Why make a physical part depend on digital approval? The honest answer isn't a single villain. It's a layering of three separate problems automakers have been trying to solve at the same time. The first is theft prevention. Immobilizer systems that require key authorization exist because unregistered keys were, for decades, one of the easiest ways to steal a car. Locking the ignition to a verified chip closes that door. The second is safety liability. Sensors tied to automatic braking, lane assistance, and collision warnings are legally and functionally tied to how a manufacturer certified that vehicle's safety performance. If a camera or radar unit could function without calibration, a company could be looking at systems making split-second safety decisions off equipment nobody verified. The third is less about safety and more about business. Locking certain modules behind manufacturer-specific software gives dealerships and authorized networks something independent shops can't easily replicate: exclusive access to the tools required to make new parts work. And that third reason is where the economics start to bite the average owner. Manufacturer diagnostic software isn't public. Independent shops often have to pay for limited time access, subscribe to manufacturer portals, or in some cases, send the car to a dealership just to complete a programming step the shop is otherwise fully capable of handling. That access isn't free, and depending on the vehicle and the module involved, it can turn what should have been a same-day repair into a multi-day wait, with an added labor charge just for the privilege of switching a part on. So the part itself might cost $80. The programming to make it legally and electronically recognized by the car might cost more than the part. It would be easy to frame this as manufacturers simply squeezing owners for extra money, but that's not the whole picture. Vehicle theft using cloned or reprogrammed keys is a real and documented problem, and immobilizer authorization has measurably reduced it in many markets. Camera and radar calibration exists because uncalibrated safety sensors genuinely can misjudge distance or fail to detect a hazard, and getting that wrong isn't a minor inconvenience, it's a collision. Manufacturers are also navigating cybersecurity concerns. A car's onboard computer network is a target, and locking down which components can talk to it is, in part, a defense against that. The tension isn't security versus greed. It's that the same lock protecting a car from theft or sensor failure is also the lock that keeps independent shops out and drives up the price of ordinary repairs. And right now, there's no clean way to separate those two outcomes. This is the exact fight sitting at the center of the right to repair movement in the auto industry. Some states have pushed for laws requiring manufacturers to make diagnostic and programming access available to independent shops, not just dealership networks. Manufacturers have pushed back, citing exactly the safety and cybersecurity concerns already mentioned. Neither side is entirely wrong. The real question being fought over isn't whether cars should be secure, it's who gets to hold the key that makes them work. Because here's the part that should actually change how you see your own car. When that mechanic installed a correct, undamaged, manufacturer-approved part and the car still said no, nothing about the metal or the wiring was the problem. The car wasn't asking, is this the right part? It was asking, does this part have permission? You bought the car. You own the sheet metal, the engine, the part sitting in the mechanic's hand. But the software deciding whether that part is allowed to function, that's a separate layer of ownership you never actually held. So the real question isn't whether your next repair will be simple, it's whether your car will let it be.